before we go there, so you grew up, and how old were you? How old were you when you decided that you were going to go to the Army?
I didn't decide; they did.
Oh, they decided for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was 18 years old.
So what? So when you, all right, just because there's a gap period there. Did you go to high school anywhere?
No, I went to 8th grade.
You went to 8th grade?
Yeah.
So all right, so at 8th grade, how old are you in 8th grade? 14, 15?
No, I was.
Is that how old people are in 8th grade? I don't know.
I think I was around 14 or 15, somewhere along there.
Okay, and I know times were different then too. Like now, if somebody quit, they'd probably take their mom and dad to jail. But like, how did so at 14 or 15, did you go straight to work somewhere?
Yeah, I worked on Brush Creek Ranch up there. He was doing more or less. He just had me there because he knew our situation. Though.
Yeah.
Mother alone with 5 kids, but I worked there for a while. But mainly now I had guys here in Tulsa, oil men. That they'd give me $20 every weekend to have the bait ready, and we'd go fishing every bait. And there was 3 of them. I forget what their name was. K.O. Sowers, one of them. Bonnie Henderson's one. And they paid me $20 every Saturday, and they'd come down Friday night, and we'd fish Saturday and Sunday.
Well, that was a lot of money back then, right?
Oh, yeah, $20. You get a half wagon load of groceries for $20. And incidentally, when I went to basic training down to Camp Walters, Texas, there's an old sergeant in there, because they'd done been in Europe, wounded, and they'd come back, and most of the cavalrymen down there were guys that had come back from over in Europe, Well, this sergeant at the mess hall kept looking at me, and of course I looked at him. I thought he looked familiar, and so after a day or two, he come over and said, "Soldier," said, "where are you from?" I said, "Uchi, Oklahoma." He said, "That's it." He said, "You're that little fella that run up and down the creek over there, the pocket full of crawdad, scratching your legs." I never pulled KP. I pulled one time that Sunday, and that was the end of KP for me. I never pulled another KP.
Really?
He was my buddy.
Oh, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So did you recognize him after he brought it up?
Oh, yeah. But I was just trying to flash in my memory, trying to figure where I'd seen him.
Yeah.
And incidentally, my squad leader down there and during basic training was Robert L. Parker Jr., Parker Drilling Company.
Really?
And his daddy and mom owned the refineries at Cisco, Texas. And we went down there every weekend, put us up in a hotel. We never cost us a dime. He paid for everything. Of course, he's already graduated from college. He was 22 years old. His mom and daddy owned the refineries down there. They were oil people.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, let me ask you this, and then I'll get to it, because so 15. Did you work at that ranch for 3 years?
No. This was, I don't know, a month and a half, something other. And my main deal then was my weekend with them. I started with them at 13 years old, something like that. And I fished with them clear up until I was 18.
So you did. So really, you did fish almost like a fishing guide. I mean, almost.
Well, yeah, with them I was.
Yeah. Okay. So now what were you doing? What was your job? The day that you got a letter that said Uncle Sam's ready for you to come on.
That was we was in the NY government training, welding training school, R&J.
Uh-huh.
And me and my brother both went through that and passed, and that made me, I thought, one of the best welders that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And I still think it.
Because of that school? It was a good school?
Yeah, I did. Went through that government welding school. Back then, I guess they was figuring on us going into shipyards or someplace or something,
Yeah.
And that was my MOS whenever I signed up in the Army, as I turned in that was my experience, was a welder, and instead of putting me in a welding school, they put me in the infantry.
So, so let me, okay. So that day, do you remember the day that did somebody show up face to face and say, "Are you coming?" Did you get a letter?
Oh, you got a letter, yeah. Yeah, you got a. There wasn't hardly a boy or a man left in the country back there then, from 18 years old to about 35.
Yeah.
Men and people my age, boys my age, they just didn't nobody be at home, like down there at Mineral Wells, Texas.
Yeah.
We went in the theater down there to get some girls to go to the Rough Garden to dance. We picked, as 11 of us picked up 18 girls to go to the dance with us. And I never seen them. There wasn't a boy in there except 2 artillery boys, and they joined us.
So that was the best dance you ever been to?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that'd probably been the best dance I ever been to.